So Elon Musk and his strike team of Doge hackers are currently hacking the US government and staging a coup. And so the question is, when will these people get arrested? That's the subject of today's video. And check out some headlines here. US government officials privately warn Musk's blitz appears illegal. On top of that, you got this inside Musk's aggressive incursion into the federal government. And you got this leaked audio. Musk employee allegedly urges agency to push forward with illegal act. Now, there's a lot to talk about when we say what Musk is up to and his strike team. But I'll just say this. When I read through everything, I think it's pretty clear there is a long list of crimes and they should be arrested. And I don't know how they keep going on with what they're doing. I'll give you an example. You're putting people's lives in danger. So this was a headline here. USAID workers scramble for answers after Trump pulls almost all of them off the job worldwide. Basically, what it was is you have people in dangerous parts of the world, right? So, for example, in a violent region of the Middle East, you wake up one day and you can't access your government email. You go to your panic button on your phone. I guess there's some sort of app on there where, if you're in trouble, you can push it on your phone. That's been removed or disabled on your phone. And you're like, okay. And these people are abroad with their families, and they're worried that they're stranded and have no way to contact, government officials for help to get out, right? If there is any sort of immediate danger to their life. And you're probably dealing with all sorts of sensitive materials. Like we don't even know where some of these people are. On top of that, Musk is accessing some of the most sensitive things. So wants to be USAID. The unions and the federal workers are already suing to block this guy, Musk and his strike team. On top of that, you're talking about Medicare they're messing with now as well. Now, Musk is going to claim that he's looking for fraud. But basically, when you say that, then you're like, okay, I see fraud, therefore I can stop payments of anything that I don't like just because he claims it's fraud. On top of that, Musk is now calling himself the White House tech support. That's according to Musk on his profile. Now, what's crazy about all of this stuff is Musk doesn't deny any of these things. So it's all public. We can see what's going on. And one of the fights is, okay, what is Musk up to? Does his team have read and write capabilities to the code of the U.S. government? Now, this is where it's under dispute, and I want to talk more about this stuff. So according to Musk, he says, obviously, Doge is trying to stop your tax dollars from being stolen for waste and fraud. Reverend Jeffries wants that to continue, and they're arguing, and you can see different comments here. Does Doge have the right to do this stuff, and is it read or write? Now, I've read some reports that if the person in the strike team has admin privileges, that sort of automatically gives them read and write. I'll pose that question to you for those in your computer. Is that true or not true? Some people have already written in our community that says, yes, if you have admin privileges, that means read and write. So there, I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't know, but that's what I've read. The other issue as well is which I think this was probably the most, in my opinion, egregious thing was the idea that, and it makes sense, Musk wants to take a lot of our government code and then use these hackers, feed our, I guess, government code into the AI, and the AI will help them rewrite the code or do whatever they're doing or something. Like you're giving this stuff to AI, right? Be it with the data, et cetera. So from Musk's point of view, they're like, oh, we're going to quote streamline things. But I think using AI in itself is also an illegal act, right? They refer to that. I was reading this. There's some sort of act regarding that stuff. And like this stuff generally doesn't come up that often. It's like, who tries this stuff? It says here, for example, we want to start implementing more AI at the agency level and be an example for how other agencies can start leveraging AI. And then that's one example of something that we're looking for people to work on, right? Things like making AI coding agents available for all agencies. One that we've been looking at and trying to work on immediately within the GSA, but also more broadly, is a centralized place to put contracts so we can run analysis on those contracts. If you understand what we're talking about here, is like, okay, so Musk and his team are taking all this government stuff, be it code, now government contracts, also we're dealing with Medicare and stuff, and feeding it to the AI, whatever that means. And who has access to said AI? And this is my feelings on any of this kind of stuff. I've lived long enough to know when you digitize stuff, there's always a way to hack something, right? And you guys can let me know if you agree or disagree with that. But I've lived long enough to be like, what the heck? And then here it says right here, it says this would be aggregating data within with a login.gov would be an illegal act, as the Privacy Act forbids agencies from sharing personal information without consent, right? That would be one thing. The other issue is like we don't know exactly what kind of security clearances must people have. They've been really, really shady on that kind of thing. It's been rushed through very quickly because remember, it was just like a few weeks ago, Musk was hiring stuff with all these sort of undisclosed job descriptions, no description of pay, these kind of things. And then suddenly now he's got this strike team who's hacking the government computers. And for many people in our community have been saying the same thing of like, hey, when I get security clearance at my job, it could take like a year, right? Let alone accessing multiple agencies. It's like, I'll try to listen to the best of my ability. There's the GSA, there's the OPM. You're talking about the Department of Education, the USAID. And then Musk has recently been tweeting about the IRS. It's multiple agencies, and you're dealing with sensitive data. And usually, if you're going to deal with anyone's sensitive data, you have to go through lots of training, clearances, et cetera, on said things. Musk is trying to do this as quickly, as fastly as possible. And then you're feeding all this stuff to AI or whatever. And like I said, whatever that means. People are fighting back. For example, this is Senator Wyden, and you know, if you guys understand the seriousness of this stuff, and I try to put it in simple terms of like, hey, we have a USAID contractor overseas, and they and their family are there, and they're just like completely cut off now. And it's like, what are they going to do? And they could be in a hostile region. Senator Wyden, who's a senator from Oregon, he says this is just a couple hours ago. I was just outside the Treasury Department where Elon Musk has launched a full-scale authoritarian takeover. My message to Musk is simple: get your hands off our money and get the hell out. So I'm actually really I know Senator Wyden. I don't know him personally, but I'm from Oregon, so he's been doing this a long time, and I mean I've never seen him pissed off like this. And here's another example. He's like, because we're talking about Musk has controls of America's checkbook. Senator Wyden's like, my staff is hearing reports from Head Start programs in Oregon that they're still locked out of federal funds. My office is doing everything it can to get more info and get funds flowing before providers have to start closing their doors. So Head Start is basically food for poor kids at school. It's basically what we're talking about, food for kids. Or again, we're talking about USAID workers abroad, could be in hostile regions, and they're just cut off and have no way to maybe get them and their families out if they need to. On top of that, the Democrats are staging a protest. Republicans are already blocking because the Democrats are calling to subpoena Elon Musk, bring him in for questioning, which you totally should. So I'm just showing you guys. So it's not like they're not doing anything, but the Republicans are blocking it at the moment. I still don't understand, like, just from a legal perspective, why don't you just arrest this guy when you have, him and his team that have questionable, credentials that are accessing so much data? On top of that, Elon Musk, he's just talking about, oh, guys, robots are so cool, etc. And the reason why I always show you the stupid robot stuff that he tweets out, because if you understand from the get-go that Elon Musk says a bunch of like nonsense nonstop, and then now he's in control of your money and your data, you're like, oh my God, this is insane. That's the seriousness of this stuff. And then when you look at like what these people are saying on Musk's side / team, they don't deny this stuff. They just have like these stupid explanations. You're just like, this is nuts. This is JD Vance. Just listen to what he says. JD Vance, memo to the press: when a president is elected by people and then does what he promised to do, that's democracy. When a president is thwarted by unelected bureaucrats, that's oligarchy. President Trump refuses to bend the knee to the oligarchy. Buckle up. That's on February 2nd. Like, how does this even make sense? What Vance is saying. How does it even make sense? So what we're complaining here is that Elon Musk is the oligarchy. He's the one, like the money dude who bought all of these politicians. Or you could talk about Peter Thiel, who bought off Vance, essentially, effectively owns Vance. Even, one of the accounts that is friendly to Musk, it's one that always tweets out, it says, seems pretty basic, but the media is very thick. Just the absolute state of journalism schools. Like how does this any of this stuff what they're saying? Like, what are you people talking about? So talking about journalism, I'm asking the questions like, who are these people that you're getting have hacking our systems, and then they're defending as you voted for it. Kind of, I guess that's their argument, but none of it makes sense. This is like gaslighting 101. Like they're trying to get you to question your reality, and it's like, no, you people are insane. You should be arrested. This is insane. Here's Musk. And now he's even saying, would you like Doge to audit the IRS? So, hey, how about we go hack the IRS and feed all your info into the AI, and AI will find all the problems or whatever. But again, from my experience, when you start digitizing all kinds of stuff in all kinds of ways, do it as quickly as possible. There's so many things that can go wrong, right? And the question I keep asking myself is like, is Musk purposely trying to destroy America? Is that what we're trying to do? Or are we purposely trying to leak our data in unsecure ways to who knows where? Here you have Musk. I'm just showing you guys what he's saying. I said they don't deny this stuff. If they want to cancel Doge in exchange for deleting everything in the federal government, that is an explicit law passed by Congress. I would gladly take that deal, but they would never do it. Not in a million years. Like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And see, he doesn't deny the Medicare access stuff. He says, yes, this is where the big fraud is happening, I guess. Then they're trying to claim that you all voted for it. The American people quite literally voted for Elon Musk. Did we? Did we vote for Elon Musk? What? Like what? The American people quite literally voted for Elon Musk and Doge when they elected Donald Trump with historic mandate. Like what? What are you talking about? Trump has a 49% popular vote. Yes, he did win the electoral. I'm telling you, yes, he did. But you can't claim that this is some sort of historic mandate. Like this is what we're talking about. It's insane. That's the team that's working with Musk. So now that their names are out, Musk is admitting, yeah, that's our people. So it's Akash Baba, Luke Farider, Ethan Shoutron, and Edward Korstein. You also got this. He's even acknowledging that the Democrats are trying to subpoena him, right? And then he makes joke, how is this reality? This is just 58 minutes ago. That's the headline, though, is that GOP, that's the Republicans, quashes oversight Democrats' effort to subpoena Elon Musk. But when you go over the scope and scale of all the data at multiple agencies that they're accessing, it's absolutely insane. And then on top of that, you have freezing of payments. That who authorizes this guy to just freeze any payment that he doesn't like? He can claim, quote, fraud in any number of things. And there's so many sensitive issues. And then on top of that, like he's working with a group of kids that they just hired. And there's no way that they pass any sort of like security stuff this quickly. As I said before, and people in the community are just like, it takes me a year to get this kind of stuff. On top of that, I don't even know like who's controlling Musk, because there's been reports that Musk is basically out of control, and a lot of officials are leaking this stuff to the press because they're concerned, and they're also concerned for their own safety and jobs that way, because what kind of let me explain it this way. I'll try to rephrase everything to make it as simple as possible. Musk has done this stuff before in his tech companies, where he'll come in, fire as many people as he wants, break a whole bunch of things, and then when he does, he like admits that he made mistakes and start hiring people back. That basically shows you that's Musk's leadership style, that he thinks he's got this grand vision to fix stuff, and then it turns out he's wrong. And then he pretends like he doesn't make mistakes, and then he's got to hire people back. So just imagine this way, for example. Let's say I'm dealing with, America's checkbook, all of these payment systems, controlling the money or whatever, and I just, for example, freeze everything because I don't like it and I think things are done wrong. And then I realize, oh, gee, maybe we shouldn't freeze all of these payments. Maybe I should just restart it again. Like, don't do this with Americans, system like this. Like, you can't just turn it off and turn it back on, just like your company, right? You can't just fire people and here's the other issue too, is the talk of the town from Musk's point of view is like, okay, we're gonna fire these people and replace y'all with AI, because these days AI can code, and these days AI can look through data much better than people. There's real problems with this stuff. I'm sure it's obvious to you guys. And the more I read through this stuff, I'm just like, what the heck? I'll just say this. For those of you who are young and have never seen any of this kind of stuff before, I just encourage you. I can't go through everything all the time, but I'll just encourage you. Look up the Iran-Contra affair. Please do, right? Understand that sometimes people don't do things that they're supposed to be doing, right? Sometimes it's really grossly illegal. Look up the Watergate scandal. Please do. On top of that, the question is what's going to take to stop Elon Musk. Normally what he does, from his point of view, is that I'm so rich, I'm going to break whatever laws, and I will pay for whatever fines. That's generally what he does with his pumping of his Tesla stock, saying how they're going to be so awesome, or insider trading, or illegal transactions, any number of things. He's like, fine, I'll just pay the fine, and worry about it later. When you're talking about the U.S. government and what we're talking about right now, it's such sensitive data and information and money. It is a real serious concern. And so again, in my opinion, these people should be arrested immediately. So that's my thoughts. I want to hear yours, and I'll catch you on the next video.